Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, bulls, guys. Welcome to the stream. This is TMV, basically, and it's 1st of October 2025. So, welcome to this new October month. Everybody expects pump. I know that it's insane that how everybody expects same thing, the way the other guys expect. But October is a very good month, honestly speaking. October, November, to be honest, quarter four, because September closed green, and normally when we close green, September, you don't get much chance. I mean, I did mention the last stream when I had it on 27th or 26th of September. I did mention that this is my plan for, but we just have 3 days left for the market, to give us that healthy dips. If you don't dip and if we close September, then forget about some major pullbacks in October. It's going to be shallow pullbacks, and the market's just gonna keep on pushing up, basically. So October have started. Now, what is next for altcoins? Specifically, I'm more and more targeting towards altcoins. Why? Because this is where exactly the money needs to be made. Well, if you look at the September candle, first of all, I'm just talking about the hard-term time frame for now. And after this hard-term time frame, I'll talk about more from, the lower-term time frame, basically. And where exactly are we now looking to accumulate altcoins, basically. So if you talk about, hard-term time frame, look at these candles, so these are the candles that you can see in front of your screen. It's a very good three, bullish, or you can say white soldiers. And these three white soldiers came after a very good doji, and it was a beginning of an uptrend, basically. So that's like a three white soldiers, and on the monthly time frame, basically. And if you look at here, the volume was pretty much low in 2023. And what happened after these three, white soldiers is like October begins. So this is like, July, August, September, these 3 months. And every month closed above the previous month close, which is good. So, October had a good month with 13-14% move, and then you had a bull run for all the season, you can say, for the other crypto market cap. Now, this time might be different, or maybe, I'm not expecting like a sort of a crazy alt season from 300 billion to like going up to 2 trillion, $3 trillion, the way it did historically or in the past. But, just look at from what the price action looks like at this point. Even if you remember, I did mention that in the previous stream that I'm bullish on altcoins. The dips are for buying, and the levels I mentioned was 259 billion to 254 billion. I'll discuss that as well on this stream as to how those levels can be achieved. Still, these levels are on cards, are on table, but the target is the bullish target for other crypto market cap is somewhere around $560 billion to a minimum of $610 billion. And in case it goes for crazy, expansion, it can even go to $824 billion. So we will see. I mean, there's a hell lot of money to be made with this, honestly speaking. So before we deep dive into lower term time frame, just hear me out. If you talk about the monthly time frame, yes, the monthly candle closed very nicely. September, it closed above the previous candle, basically, and it has formed a very good, very similar pattern that we had previously seen. A very good three white soldiers, in an uptrend, basically followed by a downtrend. So if this is a downtrend and you got a very nice three white soldiers, meaning that the trend is likely going to shift, possibility is very, very high. The trend shifts because this is what exactly happened previously as well. And this is like an uptrend, a very similar thing that we are watching right now. A very similar thing. This can be a bear flag as well, honestly speaking. Some sort of a shit bear flag, and we can do something like this as well. But who knows? But at this moment, I'm not talking about the bear case scenario at this moment. The reason is because I'm very confident about the bull case scenario, and I have the waveform that is there in front of our screen. Also, if you look at from this perspective in 2020, and if you look at from this 2020 chart perspective, like the real bull run that we had in 2020 all season basically. So a very similar thing, we have observed that, October, November, December. In fact, you will see that, since April, May, June, July, like 3 white soldiers, and it just followed with a massive run up. So there are 3 white soldiers and then run up. So the definition of 3 white soldier means that the bulls are in control and they're not losing the hopes. Basically, the bears try to defend their territory, but bulls are holding up their levels, and bulls do not want to give up basically. Of course, the volume might slightly go up and down, maybe even down. Not necessary that the volume should be up, during the 3 white soldiers pattern formation. But yes, normally the 3 white soldiers is considered bullish. So even in an uptrend, when you have 3 white soldiers like this, possibility that normally the second candle we might get a retest or pullback, and then we continue like this. Normally this is how it plays out. And similarly, 3 bearish black crows, you can say the 3 candles formation on the downside like this. Normally it gives you a push up like this to test the second candle open like a deviation, and then we continue the downside. This is how the black crows is played out as well. So the other crypto formation on the hearts and time frame looks great. Now we look at from the RSI perspective. RSI on the monthly is absolutely looking great. A very good breakout indeed from this trend line that we have so August, yes, September we got a very good closure and confirmed a very good breakout as well. We are above RSI based MA. We might probably retest the RSI based MA like this at some point and then continue on an upside journey towards these highs of 69 to 70. But this is what exactly I expect for other crypto market cap to do, because it's a very good breakout in my view. However, yes, things looks great, but there is a very good bear divergence which is already played out. I mean, there was a bear divergence here. This was the bear divergence which we had over here, but then we also formed a very nice bull divergence as well. So this was a very good bull divergence, and it's not a exaggerated, it's not a hidden bullish divergence or a normal divergence. It is known as an exaggerated bullish divergence, basically. It's not a normal divergence, you can say. These divergences like a 50-50 chance of what is going to happen, but it's a very good exaggerated bullish divergence, which is still a divergence, and basically, yes, right now we don't form any divergence yet. So yes, RSI needs to push up. So monthly is looking good. RSI confluence is green. BB confluence is turning orange, which is a very good sign, because normally when it turns orange, it's a sign that the bottom is closed, and probably we will turn green at some point of time. You see, when this green signal pops up, khalas, which means that the bottom is in, and you should just literally go all in for this thing, basically. Similarly, EMA confluence is still orange. EMA confluence will be orange because we are talking about the monthly time frame, so just have to ignore this for now. But when we talk about the weekly, yes, we won't ignore it. Similarly, cross confluence is green, which is amazing, because whenever you have cross confluence green, you see we continue the uptrend continuous uptrend follows. Similarly, whenever we had an uptrend from here as well, big bull run follows. And hence, we had an uptrend begin from like July. So I think probably for the next 2-3 months there should be green candle, basically from the cross confluence perspective. So the trend is currently uptrend. In an uptrend there can be pullbacks till we are above $222 billion. The pullbacks are for buying. That's what this indicator tells you. And the RSI confluence is red. Whenever the RSI confluence is red, which means that it is going above 50, and basically it is literally can literally run up, crazy run up. The best buy when you really want to buy is green. Whenever everything is red and RSI confluence is green, it's a perfect time to buy. That's what it means. I mean, look at this indicator. So when RSI confluence starts green over here with this candle, and when we closed, and then things started, red. This was where the first buy flashed up, in my view, in like June 2022, and then it was an accumulation season. And right now it appeared in March 2025, like this month. So this was the month, it was the flash where, this is the trigger that, the dips are for buying, you should buy the dips. And that's exactly, I think right now things are looking great to me on the hard term time frame. So monthly is looking great. Talking about the weekly, even weekly RSI looks good. Weekly RSI, if you check weekly RSI, even though we haven't seen any big breakout, but look at here, the bounce is happening from the RSI based MA, which is good. And I really don't see any sort of a bad divergence. Yeah, we don't see it, any bad divergence. So yes, clearly, weekly wants to push up. Everything is bright green since this week. I would even say that we are bullish since this week, 5th of May. Things are bullish, and this was a very this pullback was a very good buying season for 26th of May till 30th of June is the block where it is the perfect buying opportunity. And I think this is good. Right now we are a very good upward trajectory, and everything is looking great, honestly speaking. So weekly is great. So talking about the monthly time frame, guys, what you can expect on the hard term time frame from others crypto market cap. Now others crypto market cap, overall it's bullish, and I do think many of the people expect other crypto market cap to do something like this. Maybe, I'm not sure, I haven't seen anyone, but a majority of people expect bull run all season or some sort of a massive pump in October, and everybody expects, of course. So what we can expect from this month is maybe, what we should do is, of course, these highs will be taken, 340 billion will be taken care of, and the possibility is there that we might even go for 279 billion sweep. So the sweep is a possibility. We can just go for that sweep basically. And whenever that sweep happens, remember the dips are for buying, because it will be just bought, and this is how you're going to see that we are going to see a closure above $302 billion, of course. And I'm expecting it to do something like this. Just this month, I'm expecting we are going towards 380 minimum. 380 minimum, can even go towards $400 billion. This is how I see this month minimum. And even we can make new all-time highs this month itself, because if you look at from the current price action or from the current levels, how much percentage are we talking about? So if you talk about from the current price, current levels of 313 billion, what we are watching or what we are saying is we can expect a minimum of 24% move on an upside for the month of October. A minimum 24% move is a possibility. And the worst case scenario, we can just simply pump up to 35% move. However, now even if you just look from the hard term time frame, this looks absolutely amazing. It seems like you won't get any dip. It seems like this is not going to happen. But if you just look at from historical standpoint or historical perspective, October, even if September was green in 2024 and we were in an uptrend, October was still red. It was like 6% down for altcoins, and then November surprised everyone with like 72% big green dildo. Now, this might be an exception, of course, but this was still a bull run. October 2024 was still a continuation of a bull run. It was never a bear market. Similarly, if you look at for 2023 as well, so September gave you 3.2% gains. October did not just give much gains, it's like a 13% move. So similarly, you got a September of 3% gains, so maybe 12-13% move is still a possibility. However, that move happened after we literally went towards the September lows. Basically, this lows, we went like a double bottom, some sort of a double bottom sort of thing, which is roughly around 280 billion to 286 billion dollars. So we can just probably go down like this, just like a double bottom sort of thing. We might not sweep it, we front run everyone, and then we go up like this for like 13-14% move, which can be, simply if you look at from a perspective, from a candle perspective, that can be 13% move is like 340 billion, can go for a week around 16-17%, might even go for this 24% move or 23% move for like a range highs, but we end up closing around, we end up closing around 13%, so with a 13% gain. So the dip is not out of the question in my view. I'll show you when we break down this whole thing into the lower term time frame. It will be very, very clear. talking about 2022, of course that was a bear market, but still October managed to give you 3% gains. Even September was red. And talking about the seasonality for 2021, September gave you a good, I would say simply 2%, not much. However, October gave you 47% gains over here, 47%. So October was indeed good. But then if you look at the wick here, we just went under the September opens basically, which means even if we go to the September opens, which would be around $288 billion. Now this might happen in a different ways actually. I will show you how it can happen. But just look at those numbers, October 2020 was 10%, and then October 19 was 15%. So the average is roughly around 12% to 13%, or maybe 11% to 13%, anywhere in this range. Now let's go down and break this thing into the lower term time frame. And if you talk about the lower term time frame, I still see looking at the daily time frame, as you see, the RSI is still just flipped 50 levels. We just got like I would say, we'll be getting like first daily closure above 50. So naturally, in my view, we'll be more likely looking to go for a pullback, a retest like this, and then continuation like accumulation, and then we run up. Normally this is how it does. When we go break down under, we go up, we go for a pullback, push up, a retest like accumulation happens, and then the real pump happens. Normally this is how normally things work, from RSI perspective. The momentum will happen, but the momentum needs some time, for that thing to happen. So if you look at from the daily perspective, things are looking good. It's not bad, but then it's like more of a little bit of exhaustions you can see, and the resistance you can see from RSI perspective. Talking about the 4 hours time frame, so today morning even I have given lot of updates on other crypto market cap, timely updates. We caught AVEX as well, and we longed it and it pumped. Even Ethereum, I gave that, I really expected to long, and I just had my eyes. I was like, okay, we'll just look for flip off the monthly opens, and then we will long. It just miss it because it did not give us the retest and just went straight. But overall, the aim was whether this is some sort of ABC like a bear flag, and this is going to be like this, and then it will run up, or we go for irregular expanded flat. Basically this is A, B, C, B, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is how it can go up. These were the two things, 1, 2, 1, 2, or like A, B, C, but the second one is playing out clearly. So on the lower term time frame, there are still two possibilities on other crypto market cap. Let me just probably open all my fibs and everything. Bars pattern. Perfect. So if you look at from the lower term time frame perspective, so this is harmonic is still a valid one, but I'm not sure how now this is going to play out when we say that we are bullish. So I just have to delete it for now. Maybe I'm not sure how it's going to play out. So we'll just go for the lower term time frame. Well, if you look at from the 1 hour perspective, I have a thing is this was their top. So this was your top with the 5 waves, and when we move down, we had 1, 2, a massive dump with a wave 3, and then you have ABC wave 4, and then we had a 5 waves. So then you go down in 5 waves. Now when you go down in 5 waves, which means that this was some sort of a wave A. So basically we are right now we're doing wave B, and then we will have wave C. Okay, so there will be wave A, B, and C. Now if you look at from ABC perspective, meaning that what you are watching is, or what you will say is that we might just go till golden pocket zone, which is around $320 billion, and then we go for an equal 1618, or maybe 1414 is fine as well, but yeah, 1618 makes more sense, somewhere around here. But this is a very good ABCD pattern. Now normally this is a very idealistic scenario for a zigzag to play out, very idealistic scenario. But if you look at from the month perspective, your September open was around $280 billion. So this is exactly not open, but the first September, if you see here, it was exact date, I don't know, but exact numbers if you want to see. Monthly. Let's just see. I'll just put monthly open so that you know. Perfect. $290 billion. Okay. Perfect. So if you just look at from this perspective, there is a very high possibility that very, very high likelihood that the B wave. Now the B wave is normally a fuckery one actually. It's very difficult to say what it's going to do, but normally a very idealistic scenario at this point, everybody is bullish and everybody wants a push up. So the natural intention or the natural reaction, in my view, how the contrarian scenario should play out is we should do something like this. In my view, we go for the golden pocket zone around $320 billion, as I mentioned, and then we start rejecting for like next few days. We go down to September opens, maybe even sweep the lows like this, just taking this lows. This is A, this is B, and this is C. And once we go down like this, people will start, and after mid of like 10th of October or something like that, we go up like this. We just form a very solid bearish shark, and the shark is going to bite everyone. This is the shark. Normally, this is how the shark should form. It can even go to 1618, but let's keep it like this for now. And the shark target would be around $370 billion minimum. But I don't think the shark is going to play out. Why? Because we just don't want to dump just for like 370 billion. We want to dump so that we can just simply go and make new all-time highs. This is very bullish in my view. Weekly, monthly, everything is bullish. But this dump is going to be like a contrarian scenario. What it means that right now we have pumped, making everyone FOMO. Everybody is like, October have started. It's bull run. Altcoins are going to fly. So everybody would most likely going to look for buy the dip opportunity. So what it means that everybody seems to look for, okay, we front run everything. People are gonna look for buy. So where do they normally buy? You normally look the order blocks. These are the order blocks where you normally buy. This is the support. So basically, whenever it goes up, you see it will bounce, and then it go down, it will bounce. It means people are buying, and then it will go down here, it will bounce. Then again, it go down, liquidates. And then the liquidation happens. It tricks everyone out by surprise. And then people will feel that, hey, October has just begun a downtrend and we are dumping. The market is crashing. And then you see some sort of an accumulation happening, and out of nowhere, a bullish checkmate. And then just a big move starts happening. Now, this is the first way a contrarian scenario plays out. The second way, the market makers can literally trap everyone is going to be irregular expanded flat. So this is still ABC, guys. The ABC can be played in this way as well. A contrarian scenario would be that this is wave A. The market makers just give us a shallow pullback, 305 billion, 306 billion, continue upside and make FOMO everyone. Hey, October started. And we just make like this. We sweep up $340 billion. We sweep up these highs. We take the liquidity. And people will be like, hey, buy the dips. We are going to $500 billion, making new all-time highs and blah, blah, shit. And after nowhere, just go down like this. Well, irregular expanded flat. We won't take this liquidity. We won't go towards under $286 billion. We're going to hold $290 billion. And then a real pump starts. And then, from mid of October or end of the October, November, the pump starts. And this pump is going to be like crazy pump to 550, $560 billion. So these are, the two possibilities, in my view, what the market makers can do. The best way would be the white one that I mentioned. It's like a contrarian scenario. It also aligns with my USD dominance wave count as well. So if you look at the USD dominance wave count, so this clearly indicates that this is wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and soon we are finishing the wave 5. We are also at 4.4% support zone. And also if you look at from the 1 hour perspective, the RSI has made a very strong bullish divergence, very strong. Just look at my divergence indicator as well. It will flash RSI, OBV, stochastic. It's all bullish. It's turning bullish. The divergences are turning bullish. And when it happens on 1 hour, gradually all the other things will turn bullish. Similarly, you have this divergence as well on the 4 hours. If you see, we have the RSI, stochastic, and most important is MACD plus histogram from these levels are bullish, which means that this is clearly a sign of 1 hour, 4 hour is really showing a sign that we are very close to a local bottom. And local bottom for this thing, local bottom for USD DOM, and we will see some push up. Now what exactly is the wave count for this at the moment? USD dominance is very tricky, my friend, so I don't know exactly at this point. I only have 2 wave counts, but it doesn't align with my plan for other crypto market cap. So the first wave count, but as a trader, of course, I'll show you. First wave count is irregular expanded flat, meaning we do something like this. So we can push up, and then we can go down towards 886 Fibonacci levels. Maybe 1786 would work, but yeah. So what we might do is, let's say this is 5 waves, okay? We go up A, B, C like this. One more push up. A, B, C. This is our resistance. You have the resistance over here. We make a deviation, and then we started going back down in the 5 waves. We go down to 886, and it forms a very clean ABC. And from there, we go for a very big move, because this is a very clean sign of, A, B, C, because the pump happened over here. Clearly, it was not 5 waves, but some sort of ABC. You have this move, AB, then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a 5 waves happen, ABC. So, because normally I can't consider this as a wave C. If you say that, let's consider it as a wave C, not possible, because if this is A, B, then C has to be 5 waves. I don't really see 5 waves, meaning that this is some sort of a wave A, this is A, B. It's like a intermediary wave B actually. And then we are doing 5 waves on the downside for the wave C. So this is how the wave C normally does, and then after which normally this is how it plays out. But when it plays out like this, it doesn't fit my count with the other crypto market cap. Basically, this doesn't fit with my other crypto market cap plan. So I'll just have to wait for a perfect levels or perfect more precise price action for USD dominance. But however, on the lower term time frame, yes, clearly we are seeing 5 waves on the downside, and 4.4% is your support. Looking to the 4 hour RSI, it looks great. Daily RSI just lost the 50% levels. We have not just yet closed under that, but still it's good. Basically you can say that it's some sort of a closing under this, meaning that the daily is good, and we will see some push around 4.46%, and then one more down like this, and then we go for another ABC towards this order block that we have. This is the order block that we have now. This is where we should likely be going for a retest. Maybe slightly we can go and touch up here as well, like a liquidity point of view. But yeah, this is what the intermediate dip that you will get it either here or slightly above, and then we will more likely looking for a crazy move on the downside to 886. This is the bullish engulfing order block. This order block is yet to be tested, and I do think that this bullish engulfing order block at some point will be tested. So because here also we had a very good bullish engulfing order block, and when we when we started running up like this, we came back here, we tested it, we made even a deviation under this, and then we started running up. So if you look at from this perspective, we had a bullish engulfing order block. We did had a we did not tested it, never. It just front run here. So I'm damn sure at some point we will fill this order block. And of course there is going to be bounce from here. Bounce can be from here and then further dump like this, or it can simply run up like this. But in my view, the best case scenario would be a push up like this and then further dump. This is the best case, so the other crypto market can pump, because that's what I want. But no, from the trader perspective, we will see at that point of time how this move downside happens. So talking about the other crypto market cap, guys, these are the two possibilities that I have now. What would be the trigger for you? I know. So there are two ways of playing this whole thing. So two ways of playing is look for altcoins that have flipped EMA 200 on the H4, or look at the altcoins that have flipped EMA 200 on H1, and then look at the daily time frame and see the coins that are holding above EMA 100. If those coins are above EMA 100 and also on the lower term time frame like H1 or M15 is above EMA 200, H1 is also flipped at EMA 200. However, H4 is not flipped. It's a very good opportunity for you to have it, because you can just probably play from those levels till EMA 200 on the daily time frame. So that way, we won't miss the yellow move if we do happen to get it. But at this moment, we need a pullback to 305 billion even for this yellow wave count to play out. So we need that push up, as I mentioned, a pullback, a little pullback. We need it. At least we need a pullback till 0.5 Fibonacci levels. I'll just up a little bit. $306 billion is what I would like to see minimum. But we can also expect a shallow pullback, which can be around 0.382 Fibonacci levels, which is around $308 billion. So you can expect a shallow pullback as well, something around these lines, like this might happen, and then we go for another run up like this. So that it's going to form 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is how the 5 waves will finish, and once this 5 waves will complete, we will see how we want to go down, whether we go down in A, B, C. So this is, if we go down in A, B, C, we will buy here. But if we go down in 5 waves, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then my plan will follow, and we will buy on anything under $280 billion. We will buy. I won't even wait for $254 billion. We just start accumulating, and we will buy simply class. So that way we'll do. So this is my first level of interest here. It's a very, very good zone. We have already flipped the resistance here. So this is a very perfect levels for a coin or other crypto market cap to go, and it also aligns with my 5 waves. So this is your wave 1 on the lower term time frame, wave 2, and this was a very good wave 3, very much close around. We might see one more push up around $315 billion, but that's it. And this is going to be wave 4, and then we go around this order block that we have. A very good order block on 1 hour as well. But then if you look at from this perspective, yes, this is the breaker block. Okay, this was once an order block, or you can say this was some sort of a demand levels, and now that it has turned into a supply block, so we really need this breaker block to be tested. And most likely, it's gonna go out to golden pocket zone, which is we have around $320 billion. So yeah, so this is what the lower term time frame plan is. So I'm not really bearish at this moment on other crypto market cap, unless and until I see 5 waves finishing. Once it finishes the 5 wave, then we will think about it. Talking about total two, this is what I see. I mean, we have reached a very good levels of resistance. I see most likely we need a liquidity around $4 trillion, so not much left. But this is what the most likely outcome possibility is there, because now that it's not doing 5 waves, it's some sort of a maybe 1, 2, 1, 2, or maybe some sort of a A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we complete the 5 waves. It's like A, B, C, and then we go for A, B, C. This order block here around $3.8 trillion, and if we hold here, we go for a breakout like this, and we run up to new highs of $4.4 trillion. Now this is also a possibility, but overall right now we are at a resistance. My best case scenario for this total crypto market cap is a triangle formation that I'm looking for. So basically this is your wave A, this was your wave B, this was your wave C. Right now we are doing wave D, and once we finish the wave D, which means that there is going to be a pullback, the first level of interest is around this box, and maybe we can even go for a deeper pullback for wave E as well. Like September lows can be taken, like for a deviation is also a possibility. We can just deviate like this and then reclaim it, and we can run up like this as well. Now this is a possibility. I mean, I've already marked September highs and lows, but till we are holding this levels of $3.8 trillion, we can run up. Similarly, if you look at my others crypto market cap plan, as I mentioned, two possibilities I already showed you. I've deleted for now, meaning that we can go like this, 5 waves up, A, B, C, like this, another A, B, C. This is a very good order block, front run, and then we go up like this straight to the new all-time highs, then finish irregular expanded flat, and then do something like this. This aligns with my plan for the total crypto market cap. So we don't go anything under $3.8 trillion. We run up, make new all-time highs. Others crypto market cap also goes for the new all-time highs this time, and we go like this, and then we do some major pullback like this. So guys, at this moment things are at resistance, so you have to chill a little bit and wait for a good pullback. I do think the pullbacks will happen for sure, because USD dominance is at a crucial level of 4.4%. So a retest of 4.46% is where the next dip would be to buy, at least. Yesterday I give this levels as a pullback of 4.59%, and that was a very good pullback as well. Not yesterday, before yesterday, when I mentioned this can be a resistance like here, and then we started dumping back down. And right now what I'm saying is, you wait for a retest of this red zone, and once this red zone is retested, it would be nice. Yesterday I gave this pullback as well from these range highs perfectly, but actually I was it was my sleep time, so I was not awake. But it was a perfect retest from these lows, and I mentioned that if this is where the dip buying opportunity would be, and then we go for downside like this to sweep these lows. And that's exactly how these things are playing out. Things are there in my channel, you can check it out as well. But this is the overall plan, guys. Ethereum, I expect Ethereum to go around 4,400, 4,450. It won't stop right now because the things are looking great to me. So yeah, Ethereum is still looking bullish, and I'm still expecting it to go for equilibrium around 4,300 to 4,450 on the lower term time frame. Alts that are looking amazing. First alt that looks amazing is Sui. Sui is looking indeed amazing. This was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves on an upside. Then you got a very nice WXYXZ move on the downside, and then again you got 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you got some sort of a WXYXZ, or you can say it's some sort of a even 3 waves, A, B, C. So very possibility that this is some sort of a bottom here, like a double bottom sort of thing, but we really need a flip. Now the flip that you really want for this coin is first of all, on the daily time frame, look at from the EMA perspective, is 3.45. so if we close about 3.45 EMA 100 on the daily, the green EMA, things are gonna turn very, very bullish for SUI. And it's also a very good triangle as well. Also look at from a different perspective or a different angle. We also have, at this point, if you look at this price action algo, we have previous month mid. So once the previous month mid is flipped, okay, which we also align with the EMA 50 on the daily, once this is flipped, you can target previous month highs and current yearly open, which means that this is gonna crazy. I mean, current yearly open is going to be the bare minimum target for SUI. So you just need a wait for daily, 2 daily consecutive close to see that the we flip literally 3.45 from the daily perspective. Looking from a weekly perspective, if you just check it this way, from these highs, if you just check this data currently, check it out from the daily or 2 day perspective. 1 second, let me just so we are right now testing a POC. So this is the range POC that we have, and we are just testing the range POC, basically meaning that once this level is flipped of 3.47, 3.45 is the very crucial level. Once it flips, things are going to get very, very interesting. The price gets acceptance above this, and you look for the value area high, which is also around your trend line. And once this trend line breaks out, which I think it will break out eventually, we will look for a bigger order block, which should be around, these order blocks, $5 and maybe above, or maybe even new all-time highs. We can just go for a price discovery. So I think 3.45 is a very, very crucial level for SUI to flip, but just have eyes on this, because if you look at from the weekly perspective, guys, the weekly chart is looking amazing. The RSI just turned back above 50, but it is not yet closed, so we need to wait for this weekly closure. But overall, this looks amazing to me. So at this point, I think if we are getting a weekly closure above this POC as well, 3.45, I think I would have to consider it is a very bullish, honestly speaking. It's like you just buy the dip or spot backs, and with your stops on a 3.22, and your first take profit targets would be 4.1. And if it breaks out, your take profit targets would be in an upward trajectory of new all-time highs. The price discovery for this coin would be around $10, and the bull run target is around $14. That is the bull run target for this coin, in case if you go for a real bull run for this coin, honestly speaking. Tao also look amazing, guys, and just looking on the 4 hours time frame, I do have this harmonic. I was expecting it to give me a pullback towards 786 Fibonacci levels. I do think that there is still a possibility in case if other crypto market cap plays out, but this harmonic is still a very valid one. However, you may argue with me that, hey, this might be wave 2, So of course we got 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this can be some sort of a WXYXZ and wave 2. There is a possibility. But why I don't consider this as a wave 2? Because if you draw the fibs from the bottom to highs, normally wave 2 don't go anywhere under 702 Fibonacci levels. I haven't seen wave 2 going under 702 Fibonacci levels, because if it goes, then it's not wave 2, it's something else. It's clearly something else, and we just front run the liquidity, which means that this is just a liquidity front run. And what you can expect from Tao is maybe a deviation like this, and then you can say that this might be the double bottom, blah blah blah, and this is some sort of a very good from the perspective of a descending triangle as well. When you look at inverse the chart, this is the inverse chart, this was a dump, and then you have a descending triangle like this, and then it starts dumping like this. There is a possibility, honestly speaking. So I've seen it many times, this plays out, but the actual or the real price action would be to go around $263 and maybe even $236, and then it runs up like this. This would be amazing opportunity. So Tao, we will see. The trigger for me, I don't have any trigger at this moment for Tao, but if you really ask me for the trigger, I've already shown you what would be a trigger for Tao. First of all, your first trigger for Tao would be a flip. A flip would be $336 on the daily, which is very, very far. The second trigger, you have it around $330, EMA 200 on the H4, which is still very far. So we need that flip. Till we don't flip, just don't touch it. So Tao is still very far from being bullish. It's yet not turned bullish. So you just have to wait patiently, in my view. CRV is another coin, basically. I'm aiming for this long, guys. I've yet not took this long because I'm still waiting for my trigger. But this is a very good, pennant, a bullish pennant formation that you can see on CRV, basically. So CRV has a very good bullish pennant over here. So my trigger is, I really want to see a breakout, and the breakout should be, with a very good, green volume, with a volume. So you can check the support resistance algo. Normally you really want to see a breakout with a white candle. The white candle, tells you that, hey, this breakout is with the real volume and it's not a fake out. So you really want to see the breakout with a good volume. So that's what I want. And if you look at from the EMA perspective, we are bullish on M15. Even the H1 is bullish, and we are already having, EMA 50 curling above or crossing the EMA 200, which is still a good sign. EMA 4, I'm expecting EMA 4 is bullish. Why? Because we have flipped the EMA 100, and your 71 cents is your support. The next ideal target would be around 74 cents, which is roughly around 3% from the breakout levels, which is still a good sign. So that is the H4 part. But the daily is that we have already hit our resistance. So everything looks great. But if you look at from the daily perspective, things are not matching up, and hence that's the reason I have not got my trigger for this scalp that I can give you. So the only way this scalp, you can take it once it gives you a real breakout with a good volume on the M15, you can take it. So you really want a breakout. The breakout you want is, okay, you break out, you close above, and the breakout should be having a good volume like this. And when you had a good volume, you long it with your stops like this tiny stop loss. Right now, I won't have this stop loss. Once it breaks out, I will have my stops like here, and that is going to give me a very good 6 to 7 hour setup minimum. Okay. In fact, you can even TP at 618, which is still going to give you 4.8 hour setup. So you need this breakout, and once it breaks out, you can really go for a long, guys. So that's what I'm waiting for, the triggers on CRV. But CRV is on the hard term time frame, looks great. Link, if you talk about the daily time frame, guys, it looks amazing. It is very good looking, and it exactly looks like the way Ethereum looked. So if you look at here, we have certainly be flipping this range lows. So this is your range lows around $20, $21, $22. That's a range lows, and once we reclaim it, we flip, it's gonna have a retest, and on the retest I'm expecting it to go around $23.5 to $24. If you look at from the ETH perspective, Ethereum also had a very similar thing. We went down like this, it, this was the range lows, this was like a deviation, and then we had a push up, a retest happened of the range lows, and then the history, we went for the range highs. A very similar thing you can expect from a link as well. So if you talk about the link, a very similar thing, then you should be expecting somewhere around these highs for like $28 to $29, a bare minimum target for link. But I do expect link to continue on upside towards $35, $36, because it has formed a multiple 1-2-1-2 formation. This may be A, B, I'm not sure, but this is clearly 1-2-1-2. So basically there has to be a breakout, and the breakout should be very, very big, like a big breakout ideally. So I think link is going to be a very good buy opportunity once we close today in next 3 hours 21 minutes. Daily closes above this red box, or you can say daily closes above 21.8, and on pullback to 21.8, have your orders there with the stops under $21.1. You can have your stops there, and you can write, so you get a very amazing risk reward. You can even buy spots, you can play spots if you don't want to take leverage. You can play spots as well. You can even play coin margins. Link is available on Binance for coin margin. It is available on Bybit as well, so you can play coin margins as well if you really want to make like more money. So this is what I have. Aster, guys, Aster, many of people wants to know more about this coin, but this is like, today was a very good short opportunity for Aster. It just had a bearish retest, EMA 200 on the H1. It's forming a very good triangle basically. You can see here a very good triangle. So this is A, B, C, D, E, and then you had C. So either this is the bottom, of course this might be the bottom, or we simply go for one more down like this, and we go to take this lows, like the bigger one, the bigger dump, and we go for this order block. We also have a fair value gap here, so around 1.13, but overall right now the support is around 1.5 is your support for Aster. But the thing is, if you really want a long, wait for it to reclaim 1.75. Once it reclaims 1.75 like this, you long it, and your target would be the POC around 1.95, and later your target would be 2.18. So at least you can get these targets for Aster. Looking to this price action, the price action tells me very good price action that I've seen normally. This is like a V-shape reversal followed by a rounded bottom. A V-shape reversal followed by rounded. You can just go into the Discord and go to the patterns section. There is a section called as a pattern. I've already posted many patterns from BTC, and BTC are normally how these patterns plays out. This is known as a V-shaped reversal with a rounded bottom. It's not an Adam and Eve. It's not Adam. Normally Adam and Eve forms in the bottom like this, but this is a very clean V-shaped recovery followed by pullback and a rounded bottom. It did not take this liquidity. For that, we need to really hold the range lows, and even I would say the equilibrium. In this case, if you look at from equilibrium perspective, let me just check where your equilibrium would be. We are already around the equilibrium. You see, your equilibrium is around 1.65. So let's say if you are holding here, you really want EMA 200 to flip around 1.75, you can long with your stops on a 1.63 and you can just ride it. You know, you can just probably go up like $2.5. But if you lose, as I mentioned, if you're losing here, we don't flip it, then it can go for the range lows around 1.1 to take the liquidity. So we don't lose. I mean, we don't flip, we lose it. We go around these levels and take the liquidity. We have a very good order block, and there is also a fair value gap. If we fill the gap here, we just go for the gap, we reclaim it, and we go like this. Okay. So right now it's a no trade zone. You don't have to do anything with this coin at the moment. Just wait for it to either flip, and for shorts, you just wait for a clean LTF structure for it to break down basically. So this is what we have for, or what I have as an update for the market, guys. And I think October is more or less. So let's try and understand. I mean, okay, I have shown you what my perspective for the market, as I mentioned, you know, what I expect from October is, okay, we pump up in the October in the beginning, like next 2-3 days, or maybe 1st October, 2nd October, 3rd October, maybe we pump, make people believe FOMO that, hey, the bull run has started, we are not coming back, and suddenly out of nowhere, we just either go for the double bottom, or we even go for the September opens. As I mentioned previously, we go for the September opens, make people believe that this is done, khalas, October is going to be wrecked, and we are going red. And then the accumulation starts, sideways move, and then we go for, you know, reversal, and then the ultimate big pump happens when the retailers like are out of the market, and you know the bears going to scream that, hey, I told you that it's gonna dump, hey, we shorted it and we're just gonna ride it, this is just the beginning, and blah blah blah. And this is how things are going to be basically. So ideally this is how it should play out, because I've seen a very similar thing playing out in January. So if you look at the other crypto market cap chart, you know, I've seen it, how this plays out. I mean, if just look at the January chart, you will know. So I know January is normally the bullish month because we have Chinese New Year and a lot of things. So what happened in January, you see, normally you will see. So January begins with a pump like 1 to 5 Jan. You see January begins from 1st Jan to 6th of Jan. We just keep on going upside, and we almost did like 18%, no sorry, an 18.3% move on the upside. And after the 5th of Jan, what happened was an ultimate shit show happened out of nowhere, and we started dumping like boom. 13 January, people were like, oh my god, we are dumping. A sudden pump again, and then we started downside. It's like by 31st of like February, I mean, things were over for everyone. It's like, khalas, everything is gone. More than $1 billion of liquidation happened. So this might be a classic example of how the, you know, liquidity is trapped for the retails. It's like a herd mindset, you know, and hence there are two ways this herd mindset can be trapped. As this is the first way, the herd mindset can be trapped, like forming, make more FOMO. FOMO in the sense they just can't accept it, that, hey, I lost it. I mean, just imagine if other crypto market cap pumps from $307 billion to like 340 billion, 50 or I would say more than 90% of you guys will DM me, bro, I mean, what's going to happen? I have missed it. I have to buy this. Where should I buy? Currently, should I FOMO? Blah, blah, blah. We are going in a bull run. And what's going to happen eventually? It's like a trap, you know. That's how the herds get trapped. And once they trap you, they will dump on you. They will take you out, because even a 20% move on the downside, you can't take it. You literally can't take it. Let's say someone buying around golden pocket zone. If we flip $320 billion, they will flip, hey, this is the resistance we have flipped. Now start buying it. So you will be happy if it goes up like 5%, 6%. You are very, very happy. But suddenly out of nowhere, they will start dumping on you. Okay, go down, go down, go down, go down, go down. And they'll just dump on you like 17%, and you will just go crazy. You will be like, oh my God, what happened? Why the things have fallen down? Like 20% dump, and you will be like, okay, I have to sell everything. I have to sell everything. Or you will just probably start hedging. Many people do hedge, so they will start hedging. And once they get trapped, they get enough liquidity, They will just do something like this, dump, and boom, take everyone in a single slingshot. The same month they will do, same month, October, dump. So first they pump, dump, classic trap, and then take out everyone in one go. So this is like herd. Normally this is how the market makers trap you, basically, or trap the retailers actually. So even when they trap, like big players as well. I'm seen many people, many of my friends who has big capital, they get trapped sometimes because it's like all emotional game back basically. So it's very difficult sometimes to control yourself when you're playing big. And of course we know that the October month is bullish and positive, but those big players and the big players can survive, because they have enough capital that even if they are down like 5-10% or 15%, they can manage. They have the power to manage basically. So but sometimes the retailers don't able to get managed because they think that it is a life savings. Someone is putting the life savings. It's like you really want to make money this month so that the whole year you can probably enjoy, and this is how the emotions are very high. Of course the emotions would be very high. We have lot of expectations. You guys be having lot of expectations from me. I have a lot of expectations from myself and the market, of course, so that I can deliver basically really good. September was not good for me, as I told you as well. Of course I know that the dip would happen, but the dip I expected for the blood moon never happened. So that was a fuss, honestly. If I have to tell you, the dip was, there was a dip, but like 5% is not a big dip actually. 5-7%. No, I was expecting a slight bigger dip, like 15-20% dip, so that we can buy and we can enjoy October. So I have to admit that yes, that did not play it out the way I intended for that to play out. So I have a lot of expectations from myself, and that's the reason. And since today morning, 1st of October, this was my first trade of AVEX. Let's go, just take it and just run. For CRV also, if you go for the challenge section as well, you will see I already given a CRV long scalp and risking this low, very low, but okay, I've took this, and I'm just gonna let it ride for now for CRV basically. But still, for those who are out, this is how you should play out. Wait for it to flip, and once it flips you can go long. Okay, this is how you should play. So wait for it to flip, break out, do something like this, and you can long like this. This is where you long with your stops like this. You will get a very good risk reward. Eventually even I wanted to move my stops above so that I can get a good risk reward, but this is a very good bullish pattern. So guys, okay, a very fun part. I mean, I also gave BTC short, if you remember. Around first I think I gave around 116 point something, then I moved to 118 point something, or first I gave it around 115 point something, and then I moved around 116.5 something or 6, I remember. Then I cancelled it because I longed AVEX. I was like, no, let's cancel it. And it just went to sweep up these highs. I've seen this sort of things playing out. This is a classic example of irregular expanded flat. This can't be wave 2. Can't be. This double bottom is not a wave 2. This is classic example of ABC. So it can be irregular expanded flat as well. We can just reject from here. We can do something like this, irregular expanded flat, and then we can run up like this. A possibility is there. So hence, just have to be careful because we are at a levels. So even if you're longing something, go with the low risk at the moment, and wait for some more clear price action from other crypto market cap or a retest of some bullish levels. As I mentioned, if we do happen to get this retest around $306 billion, we will long alts for sure, because that's your wave 4 actually. Okay, so that's what for tonight, guys, and have a nice night. Bye bye, take care.